Aaron Whitlow.
Brandon Spivey. We are the Markout Movie Podcasters. Oh, I hear a dog
Yes,
barking.
I have a dog. He's in the room, not mine, but a different one. Anyway, welcome to the show today, and today we're going to be talking about it's I would like to say the new Adam Sandler movie, but it's not really, but it isn't. It is, but it isn't. It's uh, Adam takes a back seat to his children in this movie.
First time in his
Uh,
career, I do believe that he's taken a back seat once he's been, labeled the. Well, after Airheads, when he did Billy Madison, I believe he was the star. So I've never seen him take a back seat to anything that he, was credited as. This is Adam Sandler film.
like the Happy Madison production.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really take back seats, but it was cool to see him take allow his kids to kind of shine a bit. And but let's see. I'm going to try to play a quick. For those that's wondering, what we're talking about, you are not so invited, or maybe I said it wrong. You are so not invited to my bat mitzvah. I said it wrong. It's actually you are so not invited, but I'm not a teenager, so I don't talk that way. I might fix it, but anyway, let me.
You're gonna fix the title.
Yeah, but let's see. Give me a moment. We're gonna play a quick little clip of it. Just quick one because we don't want the copyright thing that YouTube loves to do. Give me a moment, and here we go.
It would make the party perfect.
You can have a ball pit.
That's for kids. I've had my period for 7 months now.
That's a long period, sweetheart.
La 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 la. I'm not popular.
What is happening? You look insane.
Slay queen. I'm not a loser. I look like the lady that pulls kids out of class when their parents get into car accidents.
How often does that happen?
I might be.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut it off because I don't want to copyright thing. But yeah, that was a funny line. I didn't even really hit that line when I was watching the movie. But I thought that was a pretty funny line. Stars Adam Sandler. I'm not gonna name everybody. His youngest kid, his oldest kid, his wife's in the movie, of course. She plays the mother of the best friend of the youngest kid.
Yeah.
And other people. The lady that
Louise Guzman.
Louis Guzman's in it. And then also the lady that I'm pretty sure she's in Wicked. That lady, the one that plays the mother, the Adam's wife in the movie, she's in Wicked. She's like she's the voice of Elsa from Frozen. She does the singing, and she's Elsa.
Never seen it.
Never seen Frozen?
I've never seen Frozen.
Oh, well.
Yeah. It's just terrible, right?
Yeah. But it came out 2023. Currently on Netflix. It's like an hour and something. It's not too long of a movie. And I felt like they wanted to create John Hughes vibes. I felt like they wanted to create that, but it doesn't really. It gave 16 Candles vibes for me a little bit.
A little bit. I don't remember that movie all that much, except that everyone forgot her parents forgot her birthday or something. Mm-hmm. I really don't remember it. But for me, John Hughes, it's always The Breakfast Club and Weird Science. I remember those two the most. But I know there's plenty. But I went into this movie blind. No trailers, no nothing. We're watching an Adam Sandler flick. I feel like I know what we're getting. I got none of that. What I was expecting. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's weird to go into an Adam Sandler film and not feel like you're getting an Adam Sandler comedy. Yeah. But
also, Idina Menzel is the lady's name I was referring to. Idina Menzel.
But I thought his daughters did a really good job. I don't know who the other girl was, but I thought she really did a good job. I believe the other daughter, not the other daughter, but the best friend is not Adam's daughter, right?
Right.
I thought she did a really good job. I don't know. I think the teenagers would love this movie today.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to say one thing real also. I wonder if Adam's daughter, I'm just gonna refer to him as the youngest kid. Um I don't know if she's Ronnie, Sonny. I don't know. The youngest one, the youngest kid. I wonder if her and her friend Samantha, Lydia, whatever her name is in this. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, Lydia. I don't know. I wonder if they are actual real friends because like some of those pictures, like photo videos were like they look like them when they were really young. Together like home video stuff.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they are real friends. Like was actually playing best friends in this movie.
I say so.
But they had
Because-
great rapport with one another.
Just because it's Adam Sandler. And I know he works with his friends. So he probably, it's like, whoever's hanging out with his daughter, hey, you want to make a movie? I feel like this would be the conversation that happened. Hey, you want to make a movie? My daughter's going to be the star. You know, I'm helping her out. I'm giving her that push.
Yeah.
I feel like this would have been the conversation. The pitch.
How'd you feel about Adam's like the relationship that both kids had with Adam in this film?
Well, I first have to say that Adam's kind of like a pushover at first because it feels like the mom's in charge. Like if you don't get your way with her, you go to your dad, but he's gonna end up going the way with the mom. But like, I don't know. I think he has a really good relationship, but kind of a toxic relationship at the same time. I think it's a mixed bag, but he comes around with them. I mean, you know, he cares, and I just feel it's kind of weird because they were talking about gaslighting in the movie. And I was like, man, this is so 2023. This is for today, definitely. And I was like, I don't know though. I just feel like he kind of has a really good relationship, but he can be kind of toxic at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I don't know. It's like watching this movie at first when I realized my first thing is when I realized that just like you, I didn't look at any trailers.
No.
So when I went in and I realized that Adam was taking a back seat, I was like, okay, I don't know. I was like, because you know, I'm willing to give things a shot with Adam. I am. I was like, okay, so he's taking the back seat. And I'm like, oh man. And I immediately was thinking, oh man, why did I pick this? What is this gonna even be good? And while I was watching it, I wasn't ever bored. I felt like you said, this is the audience for teens, preteens, teens at that age. But I think that I thought it was kind of heartfelt for what it is. I thought, you know, but I it's my one thing. I want more Adam in the movie.
I mean,
I want more Adam, but
I mean,
I understand it's not about him.
You got a little bit of what he does in his movies, but it just felt like, to me, I don't know how long he's in the movie, but it felt like he was only in there for a short period of time. And you kind of get his classic stuff, him yelling and, you know, with his charisma, the way he yells. He reminds him and Farley have that same kind of energy when they're yelling. It's like they're yelling at you, but it's just fun. It's got a fun energy. And you get that a couple times, but I don't know. It's weird seeing him play dad. When you're so used to him from the 90s and up, it's weird to see him just play dad.
Yeah, I feel like Adam, like the way he dressed in this movie, I felt like it's just like Adam showed up to the set and was like, yeah, this is what we're gonna shoot. That's what I'm gonna wear. Let's go. It's cool.
Yeah, I kind of felt like this is probably Adam with his family.
Yeah,
this is probably his true version of him with his family.
Yeah, I think that I wonder why he felt the need though to cast Adina Menzel or whatever, versus like his wife is in the movie. She
Yeah,
plays, and it was a cool moment too when the daughters was in the back seat and the real mom is driving, her daughter, and they like, and she's kind of looking back at them reacting and having fun with each other, and she kind of looks like, I'm proud of my kid, even though she's playing the mother of the other kid, you could tell she's proud that her daughter is kind of
yeah.
coming into her own. And I will say this about, I think it's Sunny Sandler. I think it's her. I think she did an excellent job. Is I don't know if it's her film, her acting debut, but she did a great job. Um, I think she did better than the older sister. Older sister kind of. I did like that she watched. I love that the older sister loves horror movies. What'd you think about that?
It was interesting. I wasn't expecting to see Child's Play 2 in a Sandler comedy. I mean, but yeah, it was fun to see that they were watching horror films throughout this movie, and they take it seriously too. So it's like they're very serious fans, and I like that. It was just,
And they name dropped a few others. She's like I think he says, "Have you seen
Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2?" And they like, yeah, it's weak or whatever. But I
Yeah.
don't think they've actually seen it, or maybe they have. Maybe they really do think that. I never didn't understand whether they seen it or not. And then there's another one they mentioned because the kids kept trying to bring up different ones. Hey, that's cool. Like the first movie they was watching was it wasn't Child's Play 2. It was It. They was watching It. And then like they asked if they seen, I don't know if it's Pet Cemetery or something. Ask them if they seen something else, and they like, yeah, it was weak. I didn't like it. I forgot what movie it was. I don't know if it was.
I think that was Evil Dead 2 because they dissed it.
Okay,
I do know they dissed it.
they did Evil Dead 2 and they did something else. But they also were watching like you said, Child's Play 2, which that's cool to see Chucky. Is good to see Pennywise, and then I forgot what they was watching. The last film that they were watching. There's another. I don't think it was horror. I think that it was maybe Shawshank Redemption. I think they was watching Shawshank.
So it was like a few King references.
Yeah,
That's
that's
interesting.
interesting. That's an interesting thing. I never thought about it. Yeah, I think the last film that I was watching all together was Shawshank Redemption. And because the lady said, "Oh, have you seen da da da?" She's like, "Yeah, go away, da da da," But I thought that was really cool. But my point is, I think that the younger daughter did it. I think both of them did good, but I think the younger daughter did a really good job. And
Yeah, I
her
mean, she
best
carried
friend,
it.
she had to, yeah.
Yeah, it was all on her shoulders, literally.
Yeah, Adam, like you can't rely on Adam. Although Adam was that great seasoning that you needed throughout it, but it was mainly her. It was her. It's like Adam was probably like, I want to make a movie for my kid, and so that she can, get out there. I don't know.
I like that though. I like that he does that. Like he helps people out. And I don't know. I feel like this is like totally left ball here, but he's helping out his kids now. I mean, that's awesome. It just, you don't really see that. Yeah, you see people help out their kids, but you don't see people actually produce a movie, co-star in it with their kids to help them out, get their foot in the door. You see him play behind politics, behind the scenes, but I really love what he's doing. I mean, he's got to be one of the top 5 best humanians in Hollywood. I mean, he really does.
Yeah, I think that what his films, what he does is not only does he. So this is a couple of things I noticed that Adam does in his stuff. He will bring along his family and friends and make sure that they get work and they're in their movie and they're doing things. He will also bring back people that are kind of forgotten in Hollywood, and bring them in to have them to do things like he did it with the Fonz.
Henry Winkler.
Henry Winkler. He did it with he did it with Bob. He just passed away. Bob, not Bob Hope. What's the name?
Barker.
Bob Barker. Bob Barker. He did it with Bob Barker. He did it with freaking Apollo Creed. Yeah, like Carl. Yeah, he did it. He brings people back to kind of say, hey, don't forget about these people that's still here. Let's utilize them. And so in this movie, I think he did it like, although Louis, I'd argue and say Louis Guzman is not forgotten. He's still doing things, but it was great to see him pop up in this movie.
Yeah.
I always like Louis Guzman.
I figured, though, it was a shock to me because I would have thought, man, that's either going to be a Kevin James role or a Rob Schneider role. But it was good that he does change it up every once in a while, and he'll go somewhere else. Like, he even worked with Jack Nicholson. I mean, that's crazy that Adam Sandler worked with him. But he brings in so many people, And I would even say Jack was kind of forgotten around that time, too. I mean, he wasn't getting as much work. He wasn't as big as he was. So, I mean, but, Adam's just great. And to take a back seat and let his daughter shine, man, how can you not respect that? I mean, I really do. Like, but to what you said, the vibe was John Hughes. And I don't think it really lived up to that. But for today, it lived up for today's.
Yeah, I would say that for today's generation, just like we said about 8-Bit Christmas was Christmas Story for our generation. They grew up in the Nintendo era and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like it better. But
I think it's a much better movie. It's a much better movie. But I would say that this movie is, like I said, it's the 16 Candles for, and they reference. I think they might reference 16 Candles. I know Breakfast Club or something was playing at the movies when Adam was at the movie theater. There's a couple of John Hughes movies playing, but I think that this movie is that for them. Now, it isn't that for me, because that for me would be Breakfast Club, would be 16 Candles, would be Weird Science, those films. But for today's generation, hopefully they can watch this and be like, oh, you remember that movie? I love that movie growing up, Yeah. And I hope it has the rewatchability for them as it would, as my stuff it did for me,
Yeah. I mean, you got to do that, though. You got to, take something from the past, make it your own for the day you're living in. And I think that's what he did here. And I think it works, as I've said, for today. It doesn't work for the 80s, but it does work for today. And I think teens that will go watch this or will watch this on Netflix will probably have a really good time with it, because it's kids as they are today. Yeah. It's not kids from the 80s or 90s, early 2000s. It's kids from 2023.
It's the TikTok, IG era kids. Yeah. But the kids, man, there's a scene. I felt bad for Adam's kid, when she jumped off on the ledge.
Oh, yeah.
It just which was a cool moment, but then it was ruined by that embarrassing moment. And I was watching this and I felt like crawling in a hole myself. I was like, oh man, I felt real bad for her. I was like, that's got to be embarrassing. We all remember. I don't know, we all can, but I remember girls wearing white pants and something like that would happen for them, and it's got to be bad. Mm-hmm. It's already, you're already feeling vulnerable because you're coming into another stage in your life, but on display in front of everybody, and it's floating in the water. It's just, and then and her friend, and that's what hurt her the most, is that her friend was laughing at her,
Yeah.
Even though she caught herself, but she was laughing.
Yeah, she went along with everyone else, which is what most kids would do from any era.
Yeah,
You know?
from we all like me and you spoke before about bullies and being, which they called themselves friends, but were in fact more bully than friend. We all had those experiences where you know you did something or you fall or something happened, and then they all laughing at you and making fun of you. Just keep going on, and it goes past the point of being funny. Then it gets to a point where you're like, okay, you're ready to fight or you're ready to storm off or break something. Because I'm just talking from my own experience. So
I fought over a piece of pizza once, so I feel you.
piece of
I don't know.
pizza.
Yes, we were in lunch. We were in line for lunch, and someone was like, "I'm going to steal your pizza or something," and I just turned around and clocked him. I didn't take crap as a kid. I had been bullied by a guy that ended up killing his dad. So every single day. And then I found out what he did. I was like, I ain't taking no more crap from anybody. And it didn't really matter what it was. It's stupid to go back and think about, I punched some dude over him saying he was going to steal a slice of my pizza. That's ridiculous.
Well, listen, that school pizza was pretty good though. So
it was good. It's like I take my
pizza?
slices. Yeah, I take my slices pretty seriously.
Man, there's people that will do some things for another taste of that square pizza from school. It's just crazy. But it's just I understand that it's just so embarrassed and then like it went downhill and it is predictable in some aspects. You know that the Mateo kid is going to be the kid that she ultimately is going to end up liking.
Yeah.
You know that the boy that they're crushing over is an idiot.
Oh, guys.
Just like
that character reminded me of this character I knew in school. His name was Jody. He just wasn't very bright, but he was cool. Everybody liked to talk to him. Everybody liked to be around him, but he wasn't very smart. And this character reminded me of him a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Hope you're out there, Jody. And hope you're watching. No, it's funny. But yeah, man. We'll talk about some things that happened. So in the movie, the
funny story though.
Yeah.
I got in a fight with that guy over a turtle once.
What? Why are you fighting over teenage?
He stole my turtle.
Listen, you fight over stuff.
No, this is a real turtle.
I'm saying the things you're fighting over is all related to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in some way. Short pizza, turtle. Did you ever get in a fight over nunchucks?
No. I used to have a pair of nunchucks though.
See, everything goes back to the turtles, man. But let me ask you this: I haven't seen it, but I was going to ask you about this. Did you seen Are You There, God Is Me, Margaret, or whatever the name of the movie? So you felt like that was a coming of age film as well, or I know you think it's you say it's like one of the top of your list because you.
It is. Oh yeah, this film doesn't compare to what that was, and they do have similar, like the period that's in Margaret. That's a big subplot in Margaret. But yeah, I mean that was just a completely different film. That was more serious.
Did it have any comedic elements as well, or?
I mean, it did with the girls growing, becoming more mature. With you don't
have to continue talking, Brandon. I understand what you're saying.
Well, you never know.
I know, but yeah. So, but you're saying that they're apples and oranges essentially to each other.
Yeah, they're very much apples and oranges.
Yeah.
To each other.
Like I would say this also. So not everything in this movie hits well. Like the DJ was kind of a dumb character to be in here. At first, I thought it was Andy Samberg. I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool. And then, but that would have been perfect for Rob Schneider. I don't know if him and Rob had a fallout or what, because he hasn't been in any of his stuff since. I don't even think he was in Grown Ups 2. Rob
was not in Grown Ups 2. Rob explained it. He wanted to focus more on his stand-up career.
Okay.
So I don't think it was a falling. It looks that way though, because he was always in Adam's stuff as something.
Yeah. And also, you know, his two guys that he always has in all his stuff wasn't in this movie at all. The dude with the eye,
yeah,
and the other guy, you know, the other guy that always plays his friend in another movie. He wasn't in it either. But I don't know if they could like stop acting or they're in a different place in their life. I don't know, but they were in Grown Ups. Well, one of them was in Grown Ups. The eye dude was in Grown Ups. I don't know if the other guy was, but
I want to say he was in the first one. I don't think he was in the sequel, but I can't be precise on that.
Yeah,
but I don't know their names at all either. It's just that's Adam's friends. That's all I know.
Yeah. Like I would have loved to seen in that part of the DJ like a Steve Buscemi. I said Andy Samberg.
I actually thought he showed up.
Oh, really?
When the guy was waiting for the meter lady.
Yeah.
I thought Steve got out of the car, but you really couldn't see his face. But it sounded like him to me because it was the shot was so far away. But it sounded like him, but it may not have been him. Yeah, if he wasn't in it, I was shocked that he wasn't in it. David Spade wasn't in it.
Yeah.
It's like nobody from his circle.
Yeah, I would say David would be a little bit more pricey to get in a sense. I think Rob would have been easier to get. I think that like the guys, like I said, the little Nicky guys and trying to think, or even what's the guy that played like the Voss Water guy in Grown Ups? Oh, he's ordering Voss Water.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know his name.
Yeah, but yeah, he's like a comedian back in the 90s and whatever, but 80s and 90s. But I just wish, I don't know. My point is the DJ was so forgettable. It would have been more memorable if it was somebody else. At first I'd seen him and I thought, oh, is this Andy Samberg? Or I think I'm saying his name right. The guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
I thought it was him. I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. That's a cool little cameo because, you know, they played in That's My Boy together.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, and then I realized it wasn't him. I was like, oh, man. I kind of stopped caring about the character because he wasn't really interesting. And I did like the rabbi, the teacher lady. I liked her. I thought she was kind of quirky.
She gave me Molly Shannon vibes.
Yeah. Yes, she did.
Yeah.
She did.
She did.
She's a SNL. She's on SNL, I guess. But I don't know. I don't watch SNL now. I don't know. I know Kenan Thompson's on there. That's about it. and that dude that nobody likes with the tattoos.
I have no idea.
The dude that dated the Kardashian.
Oh, Pete Davidson.
Yeah, Pete Davidson. Yeah.
Is he still on there?
No,
I thought he left.
I assume he is. I don't know. I hadn't followed. I don't watch SNL. I don't know.
You don't know. Well, if you don't know, you don't know. I mean, you can't say what you don't know.
But yeah, I thought that some stuff in it really worked. There's some things that didn't work, but I thought that the blow up with the video, the embarrassing video, is bad. But
it would have been terrible.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I mean.
Oh yeah. Especially farting in your friend's face. Farting in your friend's face is a no-no. Don't do that.
Yeah, who does that?
Yeah, it wasn't nice. I don't know. I've been mad. I would not spend the night with you ever again.
But yeah, I mean, the closest thing I can remember seeing to anything like that was probably the movie Angus. where they played a video of Angus dancing with a blow-up doll to learn how to dance. So, and that was kind of like my go-to movie back in the day because it had James Vanderbeek in it. He plays the bully before he got Dawson's Creek.
So
and
you've been
it had Shermanator in it too from American Pie. He played a little shrimp that was Angus's best friend. So it was a little cool 90s film. George C. Scott was the grandfather of Angus. I think you would actually really enjoy it because it would probably take you back to high school, and because it was more like a realistic high school, what we kind of went through, than the Hollywooded up high school that you see.
We have to watch it sometime. You have to pick it.
I don't know if it's streaming, but yeah. I watched it, I think, on Showtime once.
But you said that this movie reminds you of that?
The video of, the embarrassing, embarrass her. Mm-hmm. But that was done on purpose in Angus, and this one, it was just a total accident.
Yeah.
But
this was an accident. It was the mom. It was that the mom thought she did the project, but she didn't do it.
Yeah,
but she put it on her timeline and just it was terrible. I felt bad for her.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing to do to somebody.
Yeah, and but it's not that she. And I love that character aspect of it too. Is that she wasn't trying. She wanted to stop it. She asked the DJ to stop it. He was an idiot. And I don't know.
He was like, everybody's having a good time with it.
Yeah, it was a funny moment where Louis Guzman. By the way, he pops up in Justified, the new show. I was like, Louis Guzman, but he when she farted in her friend's face, his jaw drop was like. It was I rode. I laughed out loud because it was just so funny. It was a great cutaway to hear. I
got a quick question.
Yeah,
concerning him. What is your first experience with him?
Louis Guzman. When I say he played like some type of like little low life drug dealer thing. Like I remember him. Mostly in Fight or whatever that movie is with Channing Tatum. Like that's what I remember fighting. Yeah, I remember him in that, but I remember him before then. But I just don't remember from where. But I know it's like one of those guys you see him and you're like, hey, this guy. I just now realized, like maybe a year or so ago, what his name is. So now I can look at him and say Louis Guzman. I know who he is.
Every time
he used to be that guy. I'm like that one dude.
Every time I see him pop up, this is kind of and I wonder if he gets mentioned with this anymore. But the first time I remember him was the Cowboy Way, with the cow.
What?
You've never seen the Cowboy Way with Woody Harrelson, Kiefer Sutherland?
No.
They drop his drawers down. There's a cow. It pleasures him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that would be my first memory of him. That right there. I just kind of wonder if people that meet him have ever seen that movie, if they ever bring that up to him.
It's not that, but I'm trying to see. Like he was in. Trying to think of. He's in Sandy Wexler with Adam as well. So, but yeah, Louis Guzman. I knew him from like. They say he's in Traffic as well. He's been in some things that I've seen. Like obviously I've seen him for the longest time. I just never knew his name. But I've always liked him. It wasn't never like, oh, this guy. I was like, oh, that dude, I like him. And so I'm glad to see that he's still working.
Yeah, I mean he's a great character actor, and isn't he in the new Addams Family show? Wednesday?
Yeah, he plays Gomez.
Yeah, I was thinking he was. That's good for him. I mean, to get a role like that, really is.
He was with Jim Carrey and Yes Man.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm almost certain he's been in a Denzel movie as well.
he was in Cleaner. No. He was a cleaner in Still Waiting. Uh, let's see. I'm trying to think. He was in Waiting as well. Um, so yeah, in Dumb and Dumberer, he's in Anger Management. So he goes along. I remember him Pluto Nash. I totally forgot about Pluto Nash. But he goes way back, man. But yeah, it's good to see him in anything, man.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that he still gets work. And I get happy when I see him on screen. So yeah, it was a bonus. I wanted him to be in the movie more too, honestly. When I seen that he was a father, I'm like, hey, Louis Goose, I'm like, one more
Yeah,
him.
I watched a Christmas movie with him last year. It had Alfred Molina, John Leguizamo, about a Latino family celebrating Christmas, and he was like an uncle to the family or something. It was actually one of probably the best family dynamic Christmas movies I've ever seen. I put it up there with one that Danny Glover did.
This Christmas. I don't know if it's
I think
Christmas.
so. It's like his wife had passed or
Yeah.
something. Like family drama with Christmas themed. Because usually they don't make those type of movies much, and I like it when they do. I also like the different cultures when they do it, like Latino, whatever. I mean,
people.
I wasn't gonna say that, Aaron. I was just saying different cultures. My Lord.
From yours, different cultures from yours. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it kind of gets boring watching a bunch of white people celebrate Christmas. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you should come to a Black Christmas or Thanksgiving. You'll. I'm telling you, you'll be there the year after year. Join us. But anyway,
I feel like I'm in Get Out right now, but it's the opposite.
No, it's just get in.
Get in.
Yeah, but yeah. All right. So they have a big fallout, but she does her Mitzvah thing. I don't know Jewish culture, so I'm not going to try to butcher it. But she did a good job. She stops and gives a little spiel about her issues with. She gives a spiel about her issues with everyone else. Like that's there.
Mm-hmm.
They have a very diverse school, by the way. But I mean, it's a Jewish school, but there's like so many different like races there, which is cool. But yeah, it's cool. But yeah, finally her and her friend had their big moment that they was looking for, and I thought it ended good, man. I thought that I thought they told a story. There's some character growth. They kind of find out that what's important is friendship versus who you're with or what people see, or So yeah, So I was pleased with it. What about yourself?
I mean, I think by the end of it, yeah. I mean, I had a decent time with it. There's some aspects to it that I kind of losing interest, but it brought the ending, the last act, with her making things right, brought it back for me, and it ended on a very high note. And I don't know. At the end of the day, after watching it, I was like, it was a decent movie. Yeah. I thought decent attempt at a John Hughes themed movie for today's generation. So I had a decent time with it. I had a better time than I did with the last two Pee Wee movies. I put it that way.
definitely. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh man, did we do it again? That's how I felt at first. But I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no, this is actually enjoyable. I like it. It's not bad. I actually, I say this, Sadie and Sonny. Maybe Sonny is the youngest. I'm not sure. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it, but I think it's Sonny, the youngest Sandler kid. I will say hats off to her. Hats off to her best friend in the movie. I think both of them carried the movie well, showed emotional depth. They were able to cry. They was able to emote. They was able to just keep me interested. And her awkwardness, her being an awkward teen, was perfect. She's perfect as that role. I think that they did a great job, and I hope that they continue acting past this point.
I'm sure they will. I mean, if Adam's got any say in it at all, like he'll bring them back. Like,
Yeah.
were they in Grown Ups?
Yeah, I think one of them was in Grown Ups, or both of them might have been Grown Ups. The other one has been in. I was gonna look that up. So, the oldest daughter did the voice. She was in. They've been in Transylvania, Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah.
Did voices and stuff. The oldest daughter was in Pixels as the lemonade stand person, I guess. One of them did Hotel Transylvania as Winnie. Bedtime Stories as the sweetest something. They were in Jack and Jill as the little girl. Hubie Halloween is Danielle. So they've been in. It looks like they've been in Adam stuff this whole time, but we just probably didn't notice that he had his kids in the movie.
Yeah,
because Adam was the focal, so you ain't notice that these other people were related to him. I knew his wife because I always knew who his wife was. So when she pops up in there, I'm like, yeah, that's his wife.
Yeah,
but I knew her, like she was in. I think she even was in Deuce Bigelow. I think she played like the fish sales lady or something. She's been in Adam Sandler stuff for a very long time. So
I mean, I think that's great that he brings his family on board, and it's like a family. When they go, it's not really them making a movie; it's just them having fun. I think that's how he looks at it. Like, this is kind of what I do for fun. Unless he's doing something with a very serious actor, like he was in Uncut Gems or the basketball movie he did. I think that's probably work to him. Doing something serious is probably work, but doing comedies is just him having fun. My power almost went out.
Oh,
that's scary. Yeah, but I don't know. I had a pretty good time with it. Are we ready to give the numbers?
Yeah, I was just trying to look and see if she was in Deuce Bigelow. I want to say she was. She's been in literally every Adam movie. I think the first Adam movie she was in was. It looked like she's in Big Daddy as a waitress. She was in Deuce Bigelow as Sally. But yeah, she was. She's been in everything, man. She's been there. That's his woman. But anyway, yeah, I'm ready to get the numbers. I'm gonna give it 3 markouts out of 5. I thought it was a fun and enjoyable movie. I thought, it's big on Adam to take the back seat, but still be there to support his kids and in a supporting role. And I think he did a really good job with that. He didn't overstep his boundary, didn't make it his, take the movie over or nothing, but he did a great job with being the supportive parent, which he was. And, and I think that the kids did an excellent job. Sadie and Sonny, I think it's their names, Sandler, they did a great job, and I hope they continue doing stuff. So
I agree. I think we're in agreement on this. It's a 3 out of 5 for me, for the reasons you just said, actually. So it was enjoyable, and I didn't think I was gonna have fun with it at all once I saw that this isn't his movie, because I was going in, I'm watching a Sandler production.
That's why I was going in the same way. Yeah.
But, I thought his kids did a good job, especially the youngest daughter. She carried the movie, which she had to. It was all on her shoulders, her story. So, I thought she did a really good job. I mean, I thought most of the kids did a really good job too. Even the one that was playing the dumb jock, or he really wasn't a jock, really, but just the dumb cool kid.
Yeah.
I thought he played that pretty good too. But yeah, I had a pretty good time with it.
All right. What's your pick for next week?
We're gonna keep it with Sandler.
Murder
Mystery. I think it's called Murder Mystery 2, 2023 release.
Okay, I've never seen the first one, so I'm gonna have to watch the first one.
You should watch the first one, sir.
I
actually got asked that. I was like, "Have y'all reviewed the first one?" I was like, "Well, no," but Aaron wants to review 2023 films, and it's a Sandler film. Might as well just keep it rolling.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that way we get some 2023 stuff out there. I'm currently watching it. I didn't finish it, but I'm watching the Pope's Exorcist. And Russell, man, is brilliant. Russell's brilliant so far.
He's great. He makes that movie. Well, he changes up how you view an Exorcist film, just with his humor.
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, I didn't give it like a 5 stars or anything, but I loved it because of him, his character.
Yeah.
It felt a little different than what you normally see in that genre. So
yeah, it has some so far I can say it has some cliches that you see, like the family moving to a house, kids gets possessed, husband's dead, it's on the mom to be on this old decrepit house, things are happening. It has those type of things, but it's something about Russell. I would say this. Russell, from my first introduction to Russell Crowe. My first real introduction with Russell Crowe was Gladiator, but my first actual introduction with him was a movie with him and Denzel, where he was like
the American Gangster.
No, he's a serial killer or something. He was like
virtual
reality or some virtuosity.
I forgot they did 2 movies together.
Yeah, they did. So they did 2 movies together. I didn't realize that. But yeah, that's my first. That's where I first seen him.
That's probably mine too. I forgot about that one.
But my first time experiencing him and actually like this guy's something was Gladiator. He was so great in that movie.
Yeah, I think that kind of movie kind of ruined me to a degree, because I expected that type of performance from Russell in every single thing he did. Man, I love the dude. I think when he's on, he is phenomenal. But there's times where he doesn't give it his all.
He just phones in sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. But in this particular movie, which you would expect him to phone it in, he's the reason you end up enjoying the movie.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
You said the same thing about the Road Rage film. You said that
Unhinged. Yeah, if he's not in that movie, I do not care. But his madness, his chaos, his performance, oh man, yeah. I compare that movie to Dennis Quaid's The Intruder. You take those 2 actors out of that movie, it's one of the worst films you could ever watch. But
I can absolutely agree with that. Yeah.
But I like the movies because of their performances. It wins me over. I don't care about anybody else in the movie though. But I'm there to see Russell Crowe go crazy.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, so next week we're doing Murder Mystery 2. I will watch 1 before that so I can kind of tell you what I think about it. Brandon, what do we want people to do? Are you going to watch anything this weekend?
I was gonna go see The Nun 2, but I haven't watched the first one yet, so I don't know. I may end up going seeing Denzel if I go. I haven't really been in the mood to go see anything, but I did kind of want to see The Nun too. I mean, because it's the end. We're at the end of the Conjuring saga, so kind of do want to support it, but But what we would like you to do, if you enjoyed this episode, click that like button, click that comment, your thoughts on today's movie, and your thoughts on our review. and share it with the world, please. And subscribe to the Mark Out Movie Podcast channel.
Yes, that's what we want you to do. But in the meantime and in between time, Aaron Whitlow.
Brandon Spivey.
Thank you for marking out with us here on the Mark Out Movie Podcast. You have a great rest of your weekend, and be safe.